Hi, I'm going to tell you a Bulgarian folk tale. One year, the Wicked Witch of Winter decided to stop spring from coming. This was mostly because of her kids. She was mother to the winter whirlwinds and the winter breezes and the gale force winds and the winter hurricanes and the winter blizzards and basically all the bad weather. When they were all around the house, it was a bit much, but in winter they tended to play outside, and she liked that. So she hid the sun behind a dark cloud, and she told her children to cover everything with snow. Well, in the morning, the mountain villagers woke up, and they were buried. They had to dig tunnels to each other's houses, and then they decided to uncover the village square so that they could have a meeting and decide what to do. And really the only thing they could think of to do was to bring this problem to the attention of Father Christmas. The only problem was nobody really wanted to make the hazardous journey up the mountaintop. It was sort of far and sort of cold, and well, no one really was brave enough, were they? Well, the little orphan girl, said with her tiny little voice from the back, "I'll do it." And the adults just laughed. "Oh, you're so tiny," they said. "Besides, you don't have the right outfit for such a trip. You've got no hat, no mitts, no scarf, no coat, no winter boots. And are you really the right sort of person? I mean, you're a bit dreamy. I mean, sweet as pie, of course. Everyone loves you, but you don't have focus. You're a imaginative sort. I mean, half the time we catch you sharing your dinner with the mice in the barn or the rabbits in the field. Or are you sensible enough, my dear? No, it can't be you." And then they continued to argue amongst themselves about who should go. Meanwhile, all the other children gathered round the little girl. The one with the warmest hat gave her hat to the little girl. The one with the best mittens and scarf gave his mittens and scarf to the little girl. The one with the newest winter boots gave her winter boots to the little girl. And the boy with the best, warmest, comfiest coat gave that to the little girl. And while our adults argued and argued, she just went on her way up the mountain. The winter whirlwinds saw her and were furious, so they swirled around her, but she just hugged her hat further down on her head to keep it warm. So they called the winter breezes, who just licked around her ankles. She just tucked her pants into her great winter boots, and so they called the winter blizzards, who just pounded her, and she just hugged her coat tighter to herself and kept on walking. "Mother, mother," all the winter bad weather called, because of course their mother, if you'll remember, was the Wicked Witch of Winter. And down she came. She said, "Well, I've been watching, and frankly, you kids aren't too bright, are you? This isn't the sort of person you can force to do something. She's got her own mind, her own imagination. I think what we're going to have to do is trick her. Watch this." Now, as the little girl was walking up the mountain, she saw, could it be, a beautiful, beautiful young princess in the path, in a silver gown and long white hair and an icy crown upon her head. She's just so beautiful. The little girl came closer and couldn't believe her eyes. It must be a miracle. The face, it looks like my dear mother, who I miss so much, the little orphan orphan girl came even closer, and she could hear the lady singing. She was humming a lullaby, the kind that her dear mother used to sing to her at night. And the winter princess, or whoever she was, said, Come here, come closer, come sit down. You've come such a long way, it's been so hard. You should have a rest, regain your strength. Here, I've made a little hollow for you in the snow. Curl up and have a sleep. That's it. Go to sleep forever. Well, the little girl's face went pink, and then red, and then purple, and then blue, and then white. But there was a scuttling deep down underneath the snow, little tiny scratching sounds, and then a little tiny nose popped up in the snow with whiskers on it, and it was a little mouse, and then a few more, and they began to massage the little girl's fingers and the little girl's toes, and they tried to get her to wake up, and they called out to the rabbits, our friend is in need of some help here. And the rabbits came over, and so did the squirrels, and some birds too, and a whole bunch of different animals who really loved the little orphan girl, and they began to sing really loudly and dance and tell jokes, and they had such a wild, happy party that the little girl eventually woke up laughing. And she looked around and she said, "Oh, friends, I honestly believe that you have saved my life. But I can't stop to thank you. I've got to get up to Father Christmas." "We'll come with you," the animal said. "We'll even show you the shortcut. Just don't tell any other people." Well, it wasn't too long before they were standing in the court of Father Christmas, and the wise old man himself was there, kindly looking at them with his sparkling blue eyes. "Hello, friends," he said. "What's all this about?" And the little girl told him. And he said, "Oh, dear me, you mean while I've been here making all these Christmas presents—" "Oh, don't look over there. The witch has been doing one of her tricks. Dear me. I'll have to summon her." And he snapped his fingers, and she was there. And he snapped his fingers again, and all her children were there. And he said, "Now we're going to have to lay down a rule here. Basically, for 3/4 of the year, you folks are going to have to stick put into the castle here. You can go outside in winter only, and then, you know what, do your worst. But for the rest of the year, you're in here. Got it? And that is why, no matter how hard winter is, spring always comes. And it's thanks to the little Bulgarian orphan girl who had a persistent heart.